guys, it's DT. As you can see, we are back in the comic book room. If you guys are joining us for the first time and you haven't seen this room yet, this was a wine cellar, but since I don't drink wine, we don't need all these racks here. This is where I've been storing all my comic books. And yeah, it's a little bit messy. We've got Lego sets up here, more boxes, posters over here. Just not the prettiest sight. So I think it's time for a little renovation. I'm gonna be building some cabinets to put these boxes in. Hopefully it'll be sturdy enough to support some statues up here. And we'll get this thing organized as well. So the first step is clearing this place out so I can do proper measurements. I think I'll put some slabs up here. I don't want to take everything apart just because I know when we move, I'll have to put it all back. So here's a look at the before, and stay tuned for the after. Okay guys, I got it all cleared out. You can hear the echo in here. Restored to how it first was when we moved in. But this room is pretty cool. It does have its own little climate control, so I can keep everything in here nice and cool. It's very dark when the lights are out. That's what you need when you store comic books. Time to take this stuff apart. We're gonna be moving these things out of here. Bottles of liquid and high-end collectibles don't really mix. So we had to move all my comic books out here temporarily. There's just some stuff in boxes over here, and the rest of the stuff is in the studio. It's piled up on top of each other. We're down here in the wine cellar, and as you can see, I've been busy. We've got some really sturdy wood, but yeah, a little DIY project got going on there. Alright guys, welcome to the new and improved comic book room. Let me give you a little tour. So here we have the wall of fame, but we've got a bunch of slabs here up on the wall. Over here we've got a bunch of statues on a shelf. Here we've got where I keep all my raw comic books. Then over here we've got some more graded comics in a box. So I like to keep all my raw comic books in these drawer boxes. So these drawer boxes are very similar to the standard short and long boxes with the lift-off tops that you've probably seen. But the main difference is you can reach in and pull them out like a drawer. We've got everything in here with dividers so the books aren't flopping around all over the place. And if you want to take the whole thing out for closer inspection, you can easily do that. But once you're all done, you just shove it back in there like a drawer and you're good to go. If you have your books in a standard box, you can stack them up like this. However, in order to get to the ones down on the bottom, you have to remove the ones above it. And this way, with the drawer boxes, everything can just stay in one place and you just pull them out as you need. So I custom made this cabinet right here so all these drawer boxes would fit perfectly. We've got 5 going across, 3 down, times 2. So I can fit a lot of raw ungraded comic books here. A lot of these are from my childhood. So we've got some old Punisher War Journal. We got some more Punisher. Still need to do some organizing, some alphabetizing, but for the most part, I got everything in one place. If you saw earlier in the video, I kind of had things all over the place. So things are looking a little bit more organized now. I also built this thing super heavy duty to support some of these big guys right here. The one up here is pretty sturdy as well, but not nearly as sturdy as this guy. In the event of an earthquake, this is probably the safest place to be. Another thing with the drawer boxes is these are kind of a medium length, so you can fit more than a short box, but a little less than a long box, but I think they're a perfect depth especially for these statues up here. I think I made this shelf about 30 inches deep. If drawer boxes aren't your thing, here is another great option. These are plastic comic book boxes from BCW. I really like these boxes. They are super sturdy. You can also stack them up on top of each other, and they kind of lock in with these little grooves. They come in different sizes. We've got the big ones for the graded comic books, and then we've got some smaller ones for the raw books. They have little latches on top to secure the lid, and they just open up like this, and there you go. Fit in there nicely. And if you can't fill the whole box, you can insert these black dividers. Now let's see what we got in this one. We got some Macross, Amazing Spider-Man. Looks like we got some modern ones in here as well. I need to sort through this stuff. So this box pretty much has it all. It's got some old stuff, it's got some Silver Age stuff, it's got some Copper Age, and it's also got some really recent things. Here we go. First Miles Morales. First appearance of Captain Marvel. Oh, look at this. We got a Golden Age in here too, guys. Very popular bronze book. You guys might have seen that before. Got a couple of those. Oh, then we got some giant size X-Men #1. Another one. Another one. And what's this last one? Oh, look at that. So I kind of just opened up a box and then started putting comics up here. No particular order. This row right here doesn't actually stay in the house. I keep those in an off-site vault. It's always kind of a good idea to spread things out. Don't keep all your eggs in one basket, as they say. But I've got all these books here at the house right now because I am doing a series of videos. But as soon as I'm done, a lot of these expensive books are going back in the box and heading back to the vault, and I'll replace those with some of the other ones that I showed in that box. Ideally, if you want to preserve your comic books, you don't want to really have them on display, especially if there's light around. Luckily, this room is pretty dark 99% of the time. It's in a wine cellar. There aren't any windows, there aren't any doors to the outside, so this room really never sees any sunlight. The only light it sees are from those lights up there. Like I said, this was a wine cellar. It is temperature regulated if I actually plugged it in, I guess. So up here we've got more of the modern books. Kind of hard to see with the light glare up here. So we've got G.I. Joe, first appearance of Cable, first appearance of X-23, first appearance of Gambit, first appearance of the Red Hulk. Then we've got this new Wolverine #1. I just thought these covers were pretty cool. I think they're variant covers, limited edition. I got the Wolverine and then I got that Spider-Man to kind of go along with it. Then over here we've got Venom #3, first appearance of Null. This is a variant cover, and I got this one because I'm getting a statue that looks just like that. Here is the original cover of that issue. Here's the first appearance of Spider-Gwen. Here is first appearance of Predator in a comic book. Here is Wolverine versus the Hulk in Hulk 340. Very iconic cover art by Todd McFarlane. Then we have Longshot #1. This is one that I picked up off the shelf in the 80s. I needed one more comic to send to CGC, and I just pulled this one out and got 9.8. Then we've got Infinity Gauntlet. Thought I'd get one of those graded. I have like 30 copies of that comic book. Immortal Hulk. That one just came out a few years ago. Then over here we've got Amazing Spider-Man 361. First appearance of this guy, Carnage. And then over here, you guys might have seen that one before. That's Spider-Man #1. And I have about 200 copies of those millions of copies that they made. Thought I'd get one graded, and it came back as a 9.8. Then down here we've got the first appearance of Vision. Then we've got this awesome Captain America Annual #8 cover with Wolverine versus Cap. This one is double signed by John Beatty and Mike Zeck. Here is the first appearance of the Tick. Then we have Todd McFarlane's Spawn #1. I have quite a few issues of that as well. Decided to get one of those graded, 9.8. Over here we've got the first appearance of Deadpool, New Mutants 98. Here is Transformers #1. You guys have probably seen that one. if you watch my stature reviews on EvanTube HD. Lots of first appearances in there. Then we have another one from my childhood, Thundercats #1. This one was sitting in a long box without a bag or a board. I was like, man, it still looks pretty good. Let me get it graded. Came back 9.6. Then we have the Masters of the Universe. That one came back as a 9.4. This was a similar story as the Thundercats. It was just sitting in a long box. So it just goes to show you, even if you don't have your comic books bagged and boarded, if they're just sitting in a box for 30 years, they could still be in good condition. Here is the origin of the alien symbiote. Here is the Punisher #1 from the limited series, another Mike Zeck cover. This is one of my favorite covers growing up. Big Punisher fan. I had a big poster of that in my room. Then moving on, we have a not so popular cover. This one is the Avengers Annual #10. It is the first appearance of Rogue. A very nice key book. However, it's kind of overlooked because of this magazine styled cover. I actually picked up about 20 copies of this in a dollar bin. Got one of them graded, came back 9.6. Moving on over here, we've got the first appearance of Ghost Rider, Marvel Spotlight #5. We've got the Wolverine limited series from 1982, first appearance of Morbius, and then we'll finish off the row with the Fantastic Four, issues 49 and 50. This is the first appearance of Galactus, and then we conclude the cosmic story with this nice Silver Surfer cover. Then we'll move down to this row. We've got some pretty iconic books here. Fantastic Four #1. We've got X-Men #1. Avengers #1, signed by Stan Lee. We've got the first appearance of Thor, also signed by Stan Lee and a few other folks. We've got Amazing Fantasy 15. First appearance of Spider-Man, also signed by Stan Lee. Spider-Man #1, signed by Stan Lee. Hulk #1, not signed by Stan Lee. Then we've got another first appearance of Wolverine. Saw a couple of those earlier. We've got the first appearance of Groot, first appearance of Ant-Man, first appearance of Doctor Doom, first appearance of Iron Man. And we've got the first Silver Age Captain America, first Black Panther, first Dr. Octopus. And we've got an Amazing Spider-Man with Doctor Doom appearance, and the first appearance of the Lizard, first appearance of Sandman, first appearance of the Vulture, first appearance of the Kingpin. We've got the origin of the Incredible Hulk, when Tales to Astonish changed back over to the Incredible Hulk. Then we've got Captain America 100, where Tales of Suspense turned into Captain America. We've got Submariner #1, Iron Man #1, first appearance of Juggernaut, first appearance of Doctor Strange, first appearance of Moon Knight, first appearance of the Punisher. Then we've got Ghost Rider #1. Here is that first appearance of Silver Surfer, first appearance of Thanos. Then we got Daredevil #1. Finally, on the bottom row, we've got the Eternals #1, She-Hulk #1, Miss Marvel #1, the first appearance of Spider-Woman. We've got the first cameo appearance of Wolverine. We've got the third appearance of Wolverine, first appearance of the Phoenix, first appearance of Rocket Raccoon, first appearance of the new X-Men team in the X-Men title, right after Giant Size X-Men #1. We've got Spider-Woman #1, first appearance of Sabretooth, first appearance of Beta Ray Bill, Ghost Rider #1, and then over here we've got the first appearance of Poison Ivy. Yes, a DC comic made it to the wall. One. I really love these Silver Age keys. I wish I could keep them out here to display, but it just makes me too nervous. So that's why I have these guys right here. These big posters. They kind of remind me that I have these. So in case you guys were wondering how these comic books were mounted up here, I'm using this vinyl J channel. They didn't actually sell this at my local Home Depot. I know some Home Depots around the country have them, but not around here. So I actually had to find a specialty siding store that sold this. In order to put these up here, you don't have to slide them down from the side. lift up on the book and then pull it out. And in order to put it back, we just put the top in first and then put the bottom down, and it's not going anywhere. All right, so I'll quickly show you guys some of this other stuff that I have in here. So up here on the top, we've got the Sideshow Spider-Man Comiquette, the XM Dr. Octopus, we've got the XM Venom, we've got a custom Green Goblin, we've got the XM Mysterio, and we've got the Sideshow Rhino. Next to that, we've got the Curse of the Spawn. Awesome base right there. And then look who snuck in here. The Flash. The Flash is here along with Captain Marvel. And we've got that little plastic Spider-Man that I got up there. Then I've kind of got my cosmic big boys over here with Thanos and Lady Death from XM Studios. Then we've got the XM Star-Lord and Rocket and Groot. In the corner there, we've got Galactus and the Micro Silver Surfer from Sideshow. And then sneaking into the comic book room, we've got a couple of Mandalorians. We've got Boba Fett from XM Studios, and then we've got this cool custom Mando and Grogu. But that's the extent of my Star Wars collection. I do have the life-size Grogu back there. And then this little guy in the pram actually comes with this one. Then we got my Action Comics number 1, 9.8, you know, cheap book, XM Studios Red Hulk. This one is crazy. Got a review up on DT's Geek Show, but love that one. Got Thor, Breaker of Brimstone from Sideshow. Then over here, we've got my favorite Hulk, which is the Hulk Transformation. Got Bruce Banner down here going nuts. Love it. Then to finish off the statues in this room, I've got the Legendary Beast XM Studios Captain America. This one is a 1/3 scale. He is big. He's too big to fit on the shelf, but excellent museum Captain America. And for any of you guys that are wondering, yes, everything in this room is insured. It is also very well secured. We actually have a separate security alarm just on the door of this room. I've got camera set up so I can check in and see what's going on in this room any time of the day, anywhere in the world. Motion detection, all of that. All right, so I did set up some LED lighting in this room. It wasn't quite as bright as I would have hoped, but it does add a little bit of mood lighting. We can change the colors up a little bit. So it kind of adds a little flair, but you still need these lights to illuminate these statues. We've got some more room up there for some more statues. But in the meantime, I just use it to store some empty boxes and some of these leftover pops that I have. These are either duplicates or pops that I haven't found a place for yet. And to finish it off, I've got this little acrylic table in here, and this is where I can pull books out and set them on this table, punch out some labels on this label maker, tape some bags. But there you have it, guys. That was my wine cellar to comic book room makeover. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I think it definitely looks a lot better than it did. I always dreamt of having my own little comic book store, and for me, this is kind of the next best thing. And if you have a vision, be determined and make it a reality. Make sure to check out my other channel, DT's Geek Show, for more comic books, statues, and other pop culture related content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.